everybody. It is me, Dustin, Remy, the comic book poser. Welcome to the second episode of what I'm calling Into the Poserverse. I think it sounds better than Comic Book Poser Live. But I wanted to share something that came in the mail today that I know what it is, but I think it's a series that people have told me that I'll like a lot. And then kind of give you a quick rundown of the kinds of reviews that you can expect to see on my website, comicbookposer.com, this weekend. So I had a massive mail apocalypse come on Tuesday, and there were a good number of you who normally check in with my stuff that came and saw that I had things show up from Mad Cave, from TKO, some books that I picked up from the Lion's Den comic shop, which is one of the places that I've become a big fan of ordering from online. And all of this came before I picked up my next massive pile of stuff at my LCS on Wednesday. And I had forgotten that earlier in the week, I had posted a bid on a little 5-issue series from Image that a lot of folks told me that they think, based on the kinds of stuff that I like to read, based on the kinds of things that I talk about, it would be a series that I would very much get into. The first time I had heard anybody talk about this series, it was on Bruce and Stephanie's comic book trivia tournament on the 2 nights that I tuned in to check something out. And then I've also heard them talk about it on their Comics and Beer series on Friday nights. So, again, like a total dumbass, I didn't cut all the tape before, so you have to watch me like a noob break some tape and struggle with a box. But here is the series. I picked up all 5 issues of Darcy, Vaughn, Geist's Little Bird. So there's chapter 1, chapter 2. I think this is chapter 3, hiding behind the tape. Yep, chapter 3. That cover's kind of cool. I like the aesthetic of this old wizardly dude cutting through, I don't know what kind of looks like organs or something that's reaching out to grab him. And then you don't have to watch me fight with tape on the other 2. I'll open them up off camera. But I've got books 4 and 5 in there as well. And apparently I just missed out on this series. I've mentioned what feels like a million times that I picked this up. Picked up Reading Comics again in June of 2019. And Little Bird ran, I think, January to May. So I would have missed out on it, and again, been too dumb or naive to hop into looking at non-Marvel or DC books in my first trip to the shop. So what brought me to this, I like dystopian works. I like anything where people are challenging some kind of big corrupt government or system. And apparently what is so compelling about Little Bird is that it's a resistance fighter who's trying to take down the evil, corrupt American empire. And I like those kinds of American, dystopias, or people who feel disenfranchised in the United States, right? Writing fiction about how they would lash out or challenge a corrupt, broken, non-representative system. So that title, very simply, would call my name based on that. The other thing that drove me to this is the artist on the book is Ian Bertram, who apparently did Saga, is what someone said, or that's just in the description. But again, looking at the cover art, or since Image had a bunch of their number 1s up online for free during the quarantine, right, I looked into this title, and it's just breathtaking. And it's one of those books that the instant I saw it digitally, I went, God damn, I need a copy of this in my hands. I need it in in my collection. I need it in my boxes. That this is the kind of book that I think I would reach back to a couple of times to just constantly re-engage with the story. So I'm kind of excited at the opportunity to be able to, dive into a new world and a new artist. Oh, Ian Bertram's on Protector, which that's another Image book that I've been reading. So the art on that book is definitely dope, and just the cover work alone on these, which I think he's done a couple of the covers. Really sold me on the series, and if not, then I'll track down Bruce and Stephanie and go, "Why'd you make me buy Little Bird?" And they'll say, "We just liked it, my guy. We didn't make you buy shit." And I'll say, "You right." So that was my fun in the mail surprise today. I know I have another mystery box that I picked up through a Facebook group that I'm in that's supposed to be here in the next couple of days. So we'll see if we have another me going, "I don't know what this is" video. Before I talk about the things that you'll hear or read from the website this week, the other things that I picked up from my comic shop this week that I didn't talk about in the blog because I didn't have the time to take pictures, Jason was having a variant cover sale this week. So I thumbed through and found a couple of things that I liked. I found some variants for Percy's new run on Wolverine that I liked and didn't have, and I still think I might go back and get the party variant cover if it's still there, because watching angsty Wolverine look at like he's at a birthday party that he doesn't care about is pretty damn funny to me. But I picked up a variant cover from Dark Knight's Metal. It's a cover of #1, and if you look, you have Batman and Superman in full-on plated armor. Superman's rocking a big-ass mace, Batman with an axe, and they're taking on a dragon. And why this cover? A, I thought it was kind of cool. B, have I read metal? No, but I intend to get into some of the death metal stuff when it comes out. So I kind of want to see what has happened through the different iterations of the metal event as it has popped up in the past, and as I'm kind of slowly crawling towards either a 500 followers giveaway on Twitter, or once I attempt to hit some kind of substantial number, maybe 100 on the YouTube page, then this could be a kind of cover that I think is cool, but there maybe could be a better home for it in terms of using that as some giveaway bait. So if you're interested in getting a copy of Metal #1 at some point in the future, then hit the like button, hit that subscribe, go follow me on Twitter, go do all of those things. The last thing that I want to talk about is my plans for the blog this weekend. So I've been the past almost the entire month of May, since a lot of indie creators, self-publishers, people who do webtoons and those kinds of things, turned the sacred day of Free Comic Book Day into a way for them to get a lot of their creations out into the world. I've dedicated anything that I do on the weekends to exclusively reviewing, publishing, thoughts on interviews with either independent titles, self-published titles, or things that may even come from first-time creators where they go, "Hey, we just want some eyes on this and see what you think." So in addition to working on some of the Mad Cave stuff that I picked up this week. Daddy, I did a shirt all by myself. Good job. You can see a very excited 3-year-old is running here. But in addition to going through some of the TKO, Mad Cave, and Black Mask stuff that either came in the mail today or I picked up from my LCS, I have 2 preview copies of works that you'll see reviews on this weekend. The first is something that I've been tweeting a lot about and have written 2 pieces with the writer, author, creator of this universe on the blog. I have a preview copy of Gray #1 or Gray Chapter 1, Hello Winter. It's a manga style book written in a traditional, left to right, top to bottom comic book style read. Um, and I've, gone through it cursory. I've started taking notes on some of the individual panels or things that I want to talk about, and it looks fantastic. And I think it lives up to some of the hype that Chris has been getting in terms of kind of the push for the physical release of this title in July. And then the second thing that I've picked up is from Caliber Comics, and I don't know if you know where Caliber comes from. I see a website here in the preview that I'll check out and see what kind of other works that I have. But I have a review copy of Broken Bear, which is written by Frankie White and Adam Markowitz, with colors by AHG, and the logo and design for the book is by DC Hopkins. And I should shout out the other Gray folks. Gray is written by Chris Hornet, illustrated by Caro Beraz. Special projects art is Connect Guevara, and then the editor and multimedia creator is Lisa Taylor. So these are two, either self-published in Gray or something that's published through Caliber Comics, Caliber Entertainment, which I, don't know much about. That I'm excited to get, some eyes and some press out in the world on these two titles, because I think that's something that's very important to me. Just like I've gotten some shout outs from people way out of my league for some of my review work, or I've gotten opportunities that I should never have gotten. I want to be able to help potentially be a megaphone for some independent creators, some small publishers, and maybe some of those larger, community connections that I've made can help get these folks some more exposure. We get some signal boosting going on. But that's the plan for the weekend, and there's potentially a chance that I'll have another video out in the wild on Sunday or Monday night where I'm going to take one of my old features from the blog where I kind of do my weekly rankings of the titles that I've picked up. I think instead of just, putting up a scoreboard or a changed, positional ranking, I'll kind of talk about all of the books in a quick setting and say, here's why I liked, these titles over these. Talk about titles that I really, really like that I think will make a spot on my pull list, and then some that, I might sit and wait on, or others that might, be good books, but just don't pique my interest or my taste. So with that, thank you for stopping by and entering the Poserverse. If you have not checked out any of my stuff other than YouTube, I'm pretty active on Twitter. You can follow me there at CBPoser. You can, check out the rare things that I post on Instagram you can follow me there at comic_book_poser, or you can see the blog where I publish, one or two things a day at comicbookposer.com. So thank you. Let me know if there are any other series that are in the vein of Little Bird or things like that I should check out in the near future. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.